Hey guys, it's the Insane Machine Cody Hawkins, and you're watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on youtube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFixTV. I'm WB Boudreaux. Got a couple of guys to introduce you to. First off, he is the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard every Wednesday night on blogtalkradio.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio, and he in fact did do a test show today, and from what he's found out, everything ran fine. It's the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Starr. Rick, how are you shining tonight?
Doing all right, Billy. Thanks for having me.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is back. The Studley man, Ashley, is in the building. Ashley, how you doing? You see, is when people have to think about that the answer to that question is what worries me a lot.
No, that's how I was doing.
Oh, okay.
I was doing,
yeah. Well, anyway, we're talking about Monday Night Raw for the week of April 22nd, 2013. Well, it was Monday Night Raw in the UK. And for you fans out there who still believe it was live, what the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, no, you know UK fans are so hardcore to stay up till 4 in the morning.
Wait a minute. That wasn't live? What are you guys talking about? It said it was live.
You should have seen the crap that happened outside after Raw even finished. Oh, shit.
Well, let's get to the program in itself. We open up with Paul Heyman in the ring, apparently to kind of follow up to what happened on with the big challenge that he laid out for the steel cage match coming up at Extreme Rules. And then he started to play off the fact that he wasn't there, that Triple H wasn't there, but he said a reply via email, and the fact that, you know, he was going to be there next week to answer Paul Heyman's challenge, and we kind of figured that was going to be baloney because Triple H was indeed actually there that night, and Triple H not only accepted the challenge, but ends up pedigreeing Paul Heyman. And there's one thing that Paul Heyman's good for. Well, there's two things Paul Heyman's good for. It's his microphone skills and the fact that he gets his ass whipped a whole lot. But a very cut and dry a promo, but I'm going to go 4 on 5 from what I saw. But Ashley, from what you have told us, there was a lot out of this Monday Night Raw, and especially in particular this opening segment that got cut out.
Yeah, because Heyman got cheered massively, and the bit where he went, oh, apparently me and Triple H are on first name terms now because I call him Bull. Crowd actually laughed at that on the thing that was just silence. And this is a problem with all edited shows. You often see on SmackDown, because obviously that's the one that's 95% are recorded. You know, occasionally they only do a couple of live SmackDowns. But they always dub in the crowd noise if they don't want it to be that. They can get away with it in London because obviously sometimes they want them to be completely opposite just for the heck of it. But some of the time you could tell it was forced, like there was no reaction to Ziggler coming out. When in actual fact, crowd went absolutely crazy later on. But it's just something that has always been a problem with WWE, and that's editing where they don't need to. Are they that worried that people are going to be actually brainwashed into thinking Fandango's a good wrestler?
It appears that R-Truth is getting a push now in the WWE towards one possibly Intercontinental title or United States title. It is still up in the air for debate because of the actions of Kofi Kingston on Friday Night SmackDown. However, on tonight, we had R-Truth taking on the former United States champion, Antonio Cesaro, and apparently now it seems to me that R-Truth, the little Jimmy gimmick, has been dropped off of R-Truth. So apparently for this push, I guess WWE possibly tired of the little Jimmy gimmick. But then they had Antonio Cesaro still coming out to that stupid yodeling gimmick, and it's a gimmick that is just to me Rick is just killing Cesaro. I mean, it is just terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty sad because when he comes down, it's just like, oh, what the hell are you doing? But when he gets back in the ring, you see the Antonio Cesaro that we all really started and liked, that really got us, that gained our initial respect. Because when we first came in, and we didn't think this guy would be much, and then all of a sudden, when he was doing the neutralizer to all the big guys, we're like, wow, who is this guy? And it really gained us a lot of our respects. But for some reason, he just, I don't know, he pissed in somebody's punch bowl in the back because, he's been just getting on a major losing streak as of late. On top of that, he's lost his United States title, and R-Truth got the win over him. So, match was not that great. It was a really quick match. I can't even give it a 3 out of 5. I have to give it a 2.
Well, apparently now we still have the continuation of the feud between Tons of Funk and Team Rhodes Scholars. We saw the first of 2 matches, Damien Sandow and Brodus Clay. And actually, again, this was the finish of this match had to be done over again. Another one of those cutouts. Can you explain why and what happened?
Yeah, it was basically the first roll-up that you saw. Pretty much got botched because Cody was on the entrance ramp, so they actually redid it. It still looked like a botch, but I think it looked better than it probably would have done. They patched it up pretty good.
Yeah, well, to me, what really looked horrible was the spot over the top rope when Damien Sandow went out to kind of clothesline him on the top rope, and Brodus just did a terrible, terrible job just trying to sell it. I mean, it just really looked bad, in my opinion. I have to go 2 out of 5 on that one, but
he should have sold his movie instead. No one lives in Cinema Soup.
Oh, God.
Well, next up, Rick, we had the continuation of the Ziggler-Jericho feud with an added little stipulation courtesy of Team Bricky backstage. If Chris Jericho wins tonight, then Dolph Ziggler will not be defending his World Heavyweight title in a triple threat match at Extreme Rules, and instead it will become a fatal 4-way with Jericho now included in the mix. And one thing, Rick, we really did see in this match was not only a lot of involvement with Biggie Langston, but a lot of involvement of the fans in this match as well.
Well, yeah, but before that, we also saw a little bit of interaction in the back with AJ Lee and Ziggler. Ziggler was actually talking to his title at first, which I thought was AJ Lee, which is a little weird. And then, of course, AJ Lee and Dolph was trying to get some alone time, and something that was weird. We saw Biggie Langston was just kind of like, is what Ziggler called him, creeping in the back, and he was kind of like, told that, Ziggler kind of told him to get lost, and he was, Biggie Langston wasn't too happy about that. So, if you ask me, this is my personal opinion, I wonder how long is it before Biggie Langston turns on Dolph Ziggler. That's just, but anyways, getting onto the match. It was a really good match. Of course, as always, the AJ Lee and Biggie Langston were getting involved, but of course they weren't the contributing factors as to who helped win this match. Jericho was just about to he had Ziggler in the. It wasn't Jericho. It was the
Lion Tamer.
And the Lion Tamer, thank you. And then, of course, what happened? And then, of course, this distracts Chris Jericho for a moment, just enough for Ziggler to get the zigzag and the 1, 2, 3. But the thing that was funny is Fandango never even came out. So it was a really great match from start to finish. And, oh, by the way, Ashley wanted to let everybody know that now trending on Twitter is William Regal. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Ash.
Yeah, but it's also worth noting that got heavily edited as well, because apparently the Fandango music went for about 1.5 minutes.
Yep.
Rick's review of that match, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, was brought to you by Bewitched.
Private joke.
Next up, we had the continuation of the Team Rhodes Scholars versus Tons of Funk series, which saw Tensai and Cody Rhodes. Honestly, guys, really nothing special in this match. It was pretty much cut and dried. Tensai gets the win using the senton on Cody Rhodes. But to me, honestly, I don't really see the point of continuing Team Rhodes Scholars and Tons of Fun, because it never went anywhere to begin with, and honestly, it's still not going anywhere at this point in time. I have to go again, cut and dry. I gotta go 3 out of 5. Now, next up, we had Team Hell No. They're talking backstage about their big match. We've already seen the Shield tonight. They've entered from outside on the helicopter, and then it went into a van, which again this was not shown to the fans who were there live, and also the promo that was cut by the Shield backstage was also not shown to the UK fans, which kind of baffles me as to what WWE is actually doing with the fans over in the UK. But now we go to Team Hell No. They're discussing, what's going to happen with their 6-man tag, and of course, Daniel Bryan is saying he's got a strategy. Where's the Undertaker so we can go over the strategy so we can follow my lead? And Kane says the Undertaker doesn't take orders. So when Daniel Bryan says, well, can you call him? Undertaker really doesn't carry a cell phone. And then next thing you know, the Shield, or what appears to be 2 men wearing black pants and black shoes, attack Team Hell No. That's all I'm going to say about that. But next up, we had Biggie Langston, who now has the strange ability to come out and clap his hands out of nowhere and produce a chalk-like substance, taking on the king of the jobbers, Zack Ryder. And again, this was just pretty much cut and dry. Can't really say nothing bad about it, but there was nothing really good about it either. I mean, this was basically almost like a 5-minute filler match. I can't go any further than that, so I got to go 3 out of 5. Next up was one of the big featured matches, Rick. We had the Shield taking on what it looked like at that time just the Undertaker in a 3-on-1 handicap match because of the attack backstage on Team Hell No. Did that come to fruition? Was it indeed a 3-on-1 handicap match?
Of course it didn't. I mean, it started off with the Undertaker getting a good pounding on, but like within not less more than a minute into the match, who comes running out? Of course, Team Hell No. This was a long match. This match lasted at least well over into the 10 minutes. On my way. Undertaker spent probably about, I'd say about 7 to 8 minutes on the apron before he got tagged in. Team Hell No did carry a good part of the match, but of course, Undertaker did carry his own weight. Make no mistake about it. This was an excellent match on both sides of the team. You got to give it to the Shield too, whether you like them or don't like them. They did really, they did dig it out for both of them. Guys, what are your thoughts of this match?
I really didn't see a point to having the Shield losing, because I think if the Shield had lost tonight in this match, I think it would really hurt the group and hurt the angle that they're working with the Shield. Right now they have the Shield as a very, I guess, imposing heel group. A group that goes out and, remains undefeated. They beat the guys that they say they're going to beat, and, whether the fans like it or not, and they go out and dispense their form of justice. And if the Shield would have lost in this match, despite the fact that it's your tag team champions and the legendary Undertaker, multiple-time WWE champion, I really think it would have hurt the gimmick of the Shield more than anything. So that's why I think it was good to have not only the Shield go over, but the guy that put him over, the guy that took the fall. It wasn't the Undertaker, because to me that would have been an insult to him. I think it was better that Daniel Bryan took the fall, because he's the newer one out of the 3 of Undertaker, Kane, and Daniel Bryan. But by far, it was a very remarkable 6-man tag match. I can't say anything bad about it. I have to go 4 out of 5. But you know what? For this next one, I'm going to solely leave it up to the Studley Man Ashley, because this involved Ashley's favorite new wrestler and indeed a UK legend in this next match.
Yeah, Fandango turned up By the looks of it, possibly with Summer Rae, who is supposed to be his wrestler dancing partner, rather than just a generic dancing partner. I'm not sure whether that was her. Don't quote me on it, people.
It was
But
still
I
hot
think,
blonde.
yeah, they basically explained all the feud with Jericho. Q William Regal, probably biggest pop of the night. Probably even pretty much louder than Triple H was. That was how big that was. And then partway through the match, Fandango started doing his dancing, and then Regal did his, which got a bigger reaction than Fandango. And throughout the whole match, they weren't even interested in the match. The crowd, they just was singing Fandango's theme. And then, after Fandango did one move, pretty much, he won the match. And whether it was dubbed in or not, I don't know, but I'd say it was pretty fair. The crowd booed. Because I think they were expecting, an actual match rather than, a set piece from a game of soccer. So then Fandango's celebrating as he goes up the ramp. Jericho comes in, throws Fandango pretty much off the stage to the barrier, the crowd barrier, which was a fair way. Then he eyes up the female dancer, and she kind of eyes up him. The music starts again, and Jericho is Fandangoing. Except much better because Jericho can actually dance because he's been on Dancing with the Stars.
Your score?
Segment gets like a 3.5. The match gets only just a 2, with verging on 1.5 because it wasn't even a match.
Well, next up we had a #1 contender Diva Battle Royal. We had AJ Lee, Tamina, Naomi, Oksana, and Layla. Now, the big excuse, the big reason as to why the Bellas were not present was due to the twin magic of sorts. I say in quotation marks because of size variables. And again, if you guys still don't know what I'm talking about at this point in time, what the hell is wrong with you? Anyway, we open kind of the match starts. They start going after each other. Then we see Tamina and we see AJ kind of eyeballing each other. AJ with a big smile on her face, and then she jumps up and kind of straddles Tamina. Tamina says, I don't fly that way," and gives her a super kick, or as Ashley, what did you call it?
A snooker kick.
Yeah, sweet snooker music.
Well, snooker kick sounds right. Sounds better because it's snooker sounds like super.
Okay, now here's reasons why I thought that AJ was going to win. Because of, one, that spot right there. Because after that, for the duration of the Battle Royal, AJ Lee was out, unconscious. So out goes Oksana, which I'm glad she was first, by the way. Then it was Naomi. Then it was Tamina. And then while Layla was trying to drag AJ to the ropes so she could put her through the ropes and eliminate her, AJ miraculously wakes up, then turns around and eliminates Layla from the Diva Battle Royals. Therefore, AJ Lee is your new #1 contender to Caitlyn's WWE Diva Championship. Now, the only reason why I think this will probably be one of the most more interesting Diva Championship matches that we've seen in quite some time is that we actually have two divas, in my opinion, who actually know what they're doing inside the ring. Caitlyn has come a long way. She's improved a lot. She's done remarkably well as a Divas champion, and we all know AJ Lee and what she can do. Dolph Ziggler can pretty much attest to that. But as far as the Diva Battle Royal, just because it had Oksana in it, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. That's how much I don't like Oksana. I don't think she's hot. She's terrible on the mic, and she's terrible in the ring. Why WWE keeps her around, to me, is a mystery.
Only Oksana had drunk too much alcohol.
Oh. Well, anyway, let's get to the big finale of this week's Monday Night Raw. It was a confrontation. Mick Foley earlier tonight was addressing the whole angle involving John Cena and Ryback. Well, Ryback had an answer to it, and he said, well, if Mick Foley has anything to say, you say it in the middle of the ring. Now, Foley was getting ready to go, and then was kind of cut midway back there by John Cena, who was kind of concerned for Foley's safety, and gives him a steel chair. Now they come out, and both Foley and Ryback are there, and Foley starts to kind of address the whole situation with Ryback and what happened with him and Cena, and the fact that Ryback walked away from Cena in the fight and didn't go in there to help with Cena with the Shield. Rick, what were you thinking, and what were some of your reactions to the promo as you were hearing it?
I think that, a lot of people, as you said last week, that we're still questioning or doubting Ryback being a heel. And I think what they were trying to do, the WWE was, for that matter, was trying to do is cement, they're trying to cement Ryback being a heel. And they did it wonderfully. They used They used Mick Foley, who is a bona fide legend. Everybody sees him as a biggest face, one of the biggest faces ever. Legend. He's a legend. So, of course, having him go to face with Ryback and have Ryback just completely just dishonor him, disrespect him verbally in every type of way, call him pathetic, say, I don't care what you think. You can hear the fans just booing him. Whether that was piped in or not, or whether the fans were naturally booing him, Ashley would probably know that. I think that was done the perfect way. And then, of course, they were getting ready to square off, and, of course, this is where John Cena came in. And, of course, Billy, you would know. I'll leave that up to you.
Yes, it looks like we're going to have the long-awaited confrontation we were going to have with Cena and Ryback, but we didn't really get that. We had the Shield come in once again on the finale of Monday Night Raw, just like last week, but actually things really didn't go exactly the same way as they did last week. What happened when the Shield got there?
Well, Cena basically got out of the ring quick because it was Shield's music, and he was at ringside. Shield turned up, and Ryback was all smug, going, "Yeah, it's all good in the hood, lads." And then all of a sudden, Cena just walked off, a la Ryback, and Shield started circling the ring and climbing up on the aprons, going for Ryback.
Thank you, Finney.
And they start to beat him down.
It wasn't quite a
And then from out of nowhere, Cena comes with the chair and beats the crap out of Shield and shoos them off.
What made you change your
Then
mind?
goes back in the ring
You were right.
with them.
You're not just like your father.
Puts down the chair,
Your mother and you too.
and then seemingly out of nowhere gives
This is how
Ryback a double A,
this has
an attitude adjustment,
almost beyond limit.
and he does his typical power pose.
One.
The crowd boos like crazy because, one, they don't give a crap about Ryback, and two, they really don't give a crap about Cena.
His mistress.
And yeah, I mean,
Weakness is that he
the
loves
UK fans aren't going to be that happy about Goldberg versus Cena because they don't want either to win.
I gotta give the finale of Monday Night Raw 4 out of 5. It was. I thought the promo with Foley and Ryback was really good. Ryback really showing that his mic skills are really improving. I was impressed on his heels smacks, against the crowd, calling them stupid people, disrespecting Foley, doing all the things that he needs to do to get that heat on him that he needs to be really considered heel, and I must say he did do the job tonight. I like the fact that they had the Shield once again being involved in it. It looked like at first it was going to be Ryback walked away on me, Cena's going to walk away on Ryback, and it's going to show him hey, you did it to me, I'm going to do it to you. Now you're going to have a taste of your own medicine. Cena then, proving he's a bigger person at the time, picks up the steel chair and just wallops the Shield. Roman Reigns got a couple of wicked back shots. I will say that. He did a couple of those good, and so did Dean Ambrose. And then the fact that now Cena went in and they kind of give the attitude adjustment. Last week Ryback was the one that went over on Cena in a sense. And now this week, of course, we had to have the retaliation and have John Cena go over on Ryback. So I must say, WWE did a very good job on the finale for what it's worth. Overall score, Monday Night Raw this week's going to get a 4 out of 5 from me. The opening with Paul Heyman and Triple H I thought was indeed good. R-Truth and Antonio Cesaro, again, the yodeling gimmick is a very, very stupid gimmick. It was a gimmick that WWE did not need to put on Cesaro, but apparently they felt the need to kind of piss away Cesaro and kind of piss away the fact that indeed he's still a good wrestler, but he's crap because he likes to yodel. And the fact that R-Truth is now getting sort of a push now, because not only did he do a good match against Wade Barrett last week and again tonight against Antonio Cesaro, but the fact that he came out rapping, he came out doing the What's Up song, apparently now he's going to be dropping the little Jimmy gimmick. Damian Sandow and Brodus Clay, this was just an atrocity waiting to happen. Dolph Ziggler and Chris Jericho, whenever you get two guys who know how to work well, really gel and work well together, you get that with Ziggler and Jericho. And anytime those two are together, it's always a good quality match, and that's exactly what we got with this. Not so much with Tensai and Cody Rhodes. Biggie Langston and Zack Ryder, again, Langston's got that magic ability to produce a chalk-like substance just by clapping his hands. If you guys don't understand that joke, and then you really don't understand anything. The Shield defeating Team Hell No and The Undertaker, again, like I said earlier in the review, to me, if the Shield would have lost and lost this match, it really would have hurt the gimmick of the Shield. Fandango defeating William Regal. I think one of the main purposes is one, the fans got to see William Regal for probably the last time in the UK in his career, and two, the fact that they really are continuing and they really are pushing this storyline, this angle between Jericho and Fandango. A lot of people thinking that we were only going to see a conclusion to that at WrestleMania 29, but apparently now we're going to have it pushed towards Extreme Rules. So one kind of wonder if they're really going to go towards Extreme Rules with Jericho and Fandango, just what are they going to do with these two? AJ Lee winning the Divas Battle Royal was kind of predictable. However, the spot where AJ straddles Tamina kind of made me sweat. That's all I'm going to say. And then the finale of Monday Night Raw, Foley's confrontation with Ryback, and then Cena coming out to the aid of Foley. The Shield then coming out. Looks like the Shield's going to assault Ryback. Then Cena comes in and saves Ryback with the steel chair, only in the end to give Ryback the attitude adjustment. To me, really works well for Cena and Ryback. Now, what kind of stipulation are they going to have? There was a big teaser for possibly a chair match between John Cena and Ryback. Again, I say teaser. I'm not saying definitely going to see Cena and Ryback for the WWE Championship in a chairs match. So, overall score for me, it's going to get a 4 out of 5. I'm going to go to Studley Man Ashley first. Ashley, your overall score and thoughts on this Monday Night Raw from the UK?
My overall score is Zigglypuff.
Zigglypuff. Well, why the hell did I start doing that?
Because I said so. I have the power.
Would you kindly?
Honestly,
Would you kindly?
No, I don't have that power.
Oh.
Don't make me ruin Bioshock Infinite for you, Billy.
Please don't.
In honesty, it's a 3 out of 5. It was middle of the road. The strongest match of the night was probably the 6-man tag, and the closing segment was very good, and also the Triple H Heyman thing was pretty good as well. Even the Team Hell No, I've got pie charts, damn it. I'm pleased to see AJ win the Battle Royal, and the way she did it as well with the it was like a WWE SmackDown vs Raw 2010 move. That power that you could have by playing possum, and then you could press R2, and then it's like, oh, I'm awake. Quick, roll up pin or whatever. Except this time it was knocking about the ropes. It was exactly that. WWE taking a page out of the video games once again. So next week, prepare to see John Cena versus The Shield in a triple threat, 2 out of 3 falls, last man standing Hell in a Cell match.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Shining Star Rick Star's final thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week have been brought to you by the brand new Shining Star Suppositories. Now here's your chance to take Rick Star's face and shove it up your ass. Rick, your final thoughts and score on Monday Night Raw.
Well, you know what? I'll have to be honest with you. I thought Raw was pretty much right where it starts, up somebody's ass. Raw kind of sucked this time. If I had to give it 3 out of 5, 3 out of 5, and that's given. For a 3-hour show it's getting pretty pathetic. I'm sorry. There's like maybe 3 good segments the whole show, and that's the opening segment, the closing segment, the 6-man tag, and maybe the Ziggler versus Jericho match. Other than that, there was nothing to this show. Nothing else. The rest was crap. That's it. So I gotta give it a 2.5 out of 5, and that's it.
Rick, is it true that all of your Shining Star suppositories are guaranteed to have a fresh, fruity smell?
Only when you first start off. I can't say after you use them.
Well, what we know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Guys, Rick Star is on Hardcore Wrestling Radio every Wednesday night, and this Wednesday night is indeed a very special show. Rick, tell everybody why.
Well, this Wednesday we will have the ECW original Jason Knight. That's a former television champion, and he will be there. Our show starts at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, so that's 7 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock UK time.
Be sure, again, that's blogtalkradio.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Also, don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So, for the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Star, and the Studley Man, Ashley, I'm Double B and Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching.
Now confirmed for WrestleMania 31 in London. Dolph Ziggler versus Chris Jericho versus William Regal. Holy shit.
Now what we have
Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. Spiritual speaking. Stoke Artist. Stoke Artist. I'm Haley Ringrose. Stoke Artist.
My name's Andrew Weatherall.
Spiritual speaking. Stoke Artist.